My name is Nassine Saps.
Let me ask you a question. Has anything ever happened to you that you couldn't explain? That made you feel sort of foolish when you tried to tell somebody about it? Well, if it has, you have plenty of company, as you'll soon see.
At the time, I didn't know what it was, but it sounded like a loud firecracker.
Here's another example of manipulation of your reality. And I hope you realize that's how history's made. It's scripted. Every major event in our history has been scripted. These individuals are part of a family. They're part of several families that go back many, many years to the beginning of this country, probably even beyond. They've been manipulating your perception of reality, and every historical event that you believe is fact has been scripted out and or has been manipulated to some degree by these family members. They write the history books.
Dodged bullets and hid like Shally, who was literally covered with her dance partner's blood.
We hear like boom, boom, boom. I thought it's a Chinese firework, you understand?
Told his grandmother, he said, "Grandma, it sounded like fireworks was going off."
We saw something that looked like fireworks. It sounded like fireworks over the side, and it was like really weird.
I saw his face when he was singing, going to sing, and he saw we heard the pop, 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 and everybody thought it was fireworks.
You know, a prank or with something that went along with the movie. Then the next two shots like hit the front row. It was almost like it hit the iron and made like it was fireworks.
And it was right near the stage. And I heard a popping sound. Thought it was fireworks. I looked.
The band was playing great, and all of a sudden I heard this pop, pop, pop. And I looked at my friend and I said, "I don't know if that's fireworks."
Shooting, everybody thought it was like fireworks or something at first.
There was I thought fireworks, and then I saw a window come out.
And there, Jason Aldean was performing. He was like 10 minutes in, and we heard what we thought were fireworks.
I mean, at first I just thought it was fireworks, and
we went back up to the room, and as soon as we reached the room from the concert venue, we just heard constant shootings. At first we thought it was fireworks, but
it was tough I was standing next to Daniel during the concert, and when the shots happened, I thought initially there were fireworks.
And even then, I didn't gauge how serious it was until I heard the first shots going off. And even then, we kind of thought, well, it could be somebody blowing off fireworks, but then we heard the rapid fire, and we were like, okay, well, obviously it's not fireworks anymore.
Thunderous crashes and noises that would sound just like fireworks. Of course, we didn't think absolutely nothing about it.
And all of a sudden, you heard everyone keep saying, it sounded like firecrackers. And a lot of people were vaping, and so you saw that smoke and you thought, okay, maybe it's just firecrackers.
Well, we were at center stage, right at the front, just dancing away, having a good time. Jason was playing, and all of a sudden we heard pop, 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 countless of times, and we all thought it was firecrackers.
Shooting, everybody thought it was like fireworks or something at first.
I thought it was firecrackers to begin with.
Just heard pop, pop, pop. Right away you think, well, maybe firecrackers, and you're kind of stunned. And then
we were right behind where the chairs were at. And we started hearing, I thought it was firecrackers.
I thought it was firecrackers.
Yeah, you thought it was firecrackers.
Yeah, I mean, so many people did.
I heard the pops. There was 4. It sounded pop, pop, pop like fireworks. And I'm thinking somebody in the neighborhood is having a party and they're shooting off fireworks.
And then we were 20 yards away from where I thought it was a firecracker. Then when I heard this going on, I thought it was a firecracker. It's like with Kennedy, people thought it was a firecracker.
Did you read the report?
No, but John read every word of it. See, when he was appointed Secretary of the Treasury, all this security stuff was under him. So he had it all sent over to him, and he read everything, and we never changed our mind about anything.
Governor, let me ask you this. You've known, I don't know if you knew FDR. You're in Washington in those years.
Yes, I did.
All right, you knew Harry Truman. You've known every president since then. You worked with John Kennedy. You knew LBJ. You were in Nixon's cabinet.
Got shot with John Kennedy.
You were in the same car as John Kennedy the day he was shot.
How they did it part. So look at this scene. Pumpkinhead goes boom. Everybody off to the races. And the rest is history, right? So how did they do it? Well, they filmed it twice. First of all, there was no shot. Nobody died, nobody hurt. There was no assassination. In fact, right here, there's no President Kennedy in the car. He's not in the car right now. There is no President Kennedy in the car right now. I'm just letting you know that in these pictures. What you're looking at is a dummy.
May I have your name, please, sir?
Bill Newman.
And this is Mrs. Newman?
Yes, sir.
And this is?
James Clayton.
James, and this is?
Billy.
Billy, tell me what you saw and what you felt. What happened to you?
We just come from left field after seeing the President and the First Lady, and we were just in front of the triple underpass on Elm Street, and we were at the edge of the curve, getting ready to wave at the President. So
you were down under the viaduct, so to speak, weren't you?
Well, we were halfway in between
on the grass,
the triple underpass. We were at the curb when the incident happened. But the President's car was some 50 feet still yet. In front of us coming towards us, and we heard the first shot, and the President, I don't know who was hit first, but the President jumped up in his seat, and I thought it scared him. I thought it was a firecracker because he looked, fear.
We're down on the ground so that to keep out of the line of fire. What was the first thought that struck your mind?
Oh, I thought it was a firecracker, and I saw the blood, and I had the baby, and I just ran, and I got on top of him and laid on the grass. It just scared me. It was terrible.
Did you tuned in late to watch Julie Bonnell's show that we interrupt the program, and our program will be interrupted all day because it is apparent now that President Kennedy has been shot. We have no word in our newsroom, but we are standing by in our newsroom. And Mrs. Newman, would you come in, please, and let me get your account of your eyewitness? You just sit right over here. And the little boy. Did you get some coffee finally?
I don't drink coffee.
Well, would you like to have something? I know that you...
No, my stomach's kind of churning. I'm afraid that I won't be able to drink.
Mrs. Nunley.
No, Newman.
Newman. I've been calling you. I'm sorry. I don't even remember my own name, really.
It's terrible.
Tell me what happened.
We were standing next to the curb so the children could see the President, and the car was just up a piece from us, and this shot fired out, and I thought it was a firecracker. and the president kind of raised up in his seat, and I thought, you know, he was kind of going along with a gag or something.
At that time, I turned to Gail and said, that's it, hit the ground. And we turned and hit the ground and covered our children.
Well, yes and no. I'm not one of the people who dwell on what happened that day. My feelings always have been we should care more about what the man did when he was alive than what he did when he was, died.
And yet you stood right here with Mr. Zapruder while he rolled his famous film.
Yes.
You were shoulder to shoulder with him, right?
We were standing up here.
Can you tell me about what happened, where you were, and why you happened to be here, and what you saw?
Well, Mr. Z wanted to take pictures of the motorcade, and he was down here filming. I walked up, and he said he wanted to stand up here and take pictures, and would I stand behind him and hold on to him, because he had a tendency to get dizzy on high places, especially looking through the camera lens. So he gets up here, and I stand behind him, and motorcade comes around the corner, and he's filming, and right up there at the first lamppost, it sounded like firecrackers, and the president throws his hands up, and I really thought it was firecrackers. It was like two firecrackers.
Right.
Otherwise, 2 shots, as far as I'm concerned.
So a total of 3.
Yeah.
And you're very clear on that.
Yeah, all from the same place, the same distance. The last shot sounded like a firecracker too, except it was right in front of us, and I saw the damage it did.
We are in Mesquite, Texas, in the home of James Leon Simmons, a car inspector for the Union Terminal Railroad. Mr. Simmons, how long have you been employed by the Union Terminal?
I've been employed by the Union Terminal 11 years.
Were you a witness to the assassination of President Kennedy?
Yes, I was standing on the Elm Street overpass at the time of the assassination.
Were you there alone or with others?
There was a group of employees from the Union Terminal at the time and 2 Dallas policemen.
What did you see and what did you hear?
As the presidential limousine was rounding the curve on Elm Street, there was a loud explosion. At the time, I didn't know what it was, but it sounded like a loud firecracker.
You're pretty much in love with him, aren't you?
Oh, no.
These are outtakes from an interview with Chet Huntley that never aired.
I said no, didn't I?
Yes, you did. You want to do it again?
Understand the media is not your friend. If you ask me which one was worse, the government that pays the individuals to produce these fake events on our news, the news media that propagates that fake information knowingly, or the actors and production people that knowingly produce the actual spots. I think they're all about the same.
The how they did it part. So look at this scene. Pumpkinhead goes boom, everybody off to the races, and the rest is history, right? So how did they do it? Well, they filmed it twice. First of all, there was no shot. Nobody died, nobody hurt. There was no assassination. In fact, right here, there's no President Kinney in the car. He's not in the car right now.